Professor Kenneth Carlo, Secretary to the government of Abia State, Pastor Caleb Ajaba, PhD, Chief of Staff to the Governor of Abia State, Comrade Okoro Ogbonnaya, Abia State Chairman, Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Emma Alozie, Chief Secretary, Abia State Nigerian Labour Congress, Chairman, TUC, Chairman of all Labour chapters in Abia State, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed honored to be here today as we commemorate 2025 Workers' Day celebration in God's own state, Abia. I am also grateful to the leadership of the Abia State Council of Nigerian Labour Congress for inviting me to chair this occasion, which has the theme, reclaiming a civic space in the midst of economic hardship. Workers' Day is International Workers' Day, also known as Labor Day or May Day, commemorate the struggles and achievements of the working class. It originated in the late 19th century with the fight for an 8-hour worker day, particularly after the hair market affair in Chicago in 1886. The date, May 1st, was chosen to mark the date the 8-hour worker day was first implemented in the United States. In Nigeria, May Day was declared a national holiday in 1981. And it is recognized globally as a public holiday to highlight the role of trade unions in the fight against poor welfare of our workers. It is imperative to note that efforts and struggles to improve the welfare of workers and the conditions of the workplace is a global phenomenon and remains constant in the evolution of labor relations across the world. In Abia and across Nigeria, we have witnessed several protests and industrial actions by various trade unions, groups such as NLC, TUC, ASU, to mention but a few. These protests are all connected with the constant struggles to advance the welfare of our labor force and importance of the ideas of democracy, good governance, and a better society for Nigerians. From the inception of the administration of our dynamic working governor, Dr. Eles Jomandia Biagoti, permit me to baptize our governor with a new name of Jomandia Bia. In May 29, 2023, it became clear that workers in Abia State have become the beautiful bride. His Excellency stated during his inauguration that never again will consideration of workers' welfare be an afterthought and made Abia workers the center for his policy trust. This born out of the conviction that the welfare and interests of Abia State workers, past, present, and future, will be paramount before consideration of demands of any political class. And true to this conviction, His Excellency has ensured that Abia State refuse the payment of salaries of all workers before political office holders are being paid. This commitment to paying workers their legitimate entitlement is not born out of mere charity, but on the understanding that it is irresponsible to owe anybody that has worked hard to earn their wages. Even the Holy Scripture admonishes that the workers deserve his wages. 1 Timothy 5:18. It is also on record that the administration of a dynamic governor, His Excellency Chairman Diabia LS OFR, paid over 10 billion naira to offset backlog of salaries and arrears of pensions of our senior citizens dating back to 2014, immediately assuming office as executive governor of Abia State. This is a testament to his administration policy of workers first, and a clear indication that Abia State takes pride in her workforce, the engine that propels the productivity and development of Abia State. I therefore call on all workers, and indeed all well-meaning Abians from all walks of life, to join hands and support this glorious movement in Abia State being led by our dynamic government. You will agree with me that this administration is a Labour government friendly because it is pro-workers and was elected through the popular support and goodwill of thousands and millions of people who do honest daily work, who spend each day in toil that they may be able to feed their families, build their dreams, and ultimately go to bed each night fulfilled that they did their best. I have no doubt that this indomitable spirit lies in every Abia State worker, and I know that you will all rally support for the return of our dynamic governor, His Excellency Dr. L.S. Chairman Diabia OFR, come 2027. No be so. No be so. No be so. As the chairman, House Committee on HIV/AIDS, Tuberculosis, Leprosy, and Malaria Control, and a member representing Umuahia and Umuahia Federal Constituency of Abia State in the National Assembly, Abuja, I have provided quality leadership. I have addressed the threat faced by workers all over Nigeria to diseases such as HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria control in Nigeria. Armed with the belief that any workforce that is always sick from preventable and curable diseases will be an unproductive workforce. The Committee on ATM has provided legislative mechanism and framework for addressing public health threats to our citizens. We have raised the bar in the allocation of increased budgetary provision for the fight against HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria control. I am a staunch believer that public office is a privilege and not a business transaction. Hence, leaders across party lines should see their emergency as a sacred trust and not a platform for personal gain. We must of essence change our perception and accept that holding public office is a rare privilege bestowed by the people and must be approached with deeper sense of responsibility and service. As a representative of Nigeria, through the good people of Isupuato and Umuahia Federal Constituency of Abia State, I have vowed to ensure my people reap the benefits and dividends of democracy by providing essential services such as hospitals, good roads, education, water, farm implement, and other empowerment tools that will enhance the economic and social well-being. My dear workers of Abia State, you are all constituents of different constituencies of our state, and I challenge you to hold their legislators to account for their stewardship. On my own part, our records are there to be verified. The theme of this year's Workers' Day, reclaiming the civic place in the midst of economic hardship, is a clarion call to action and a rallying point for advocacy and change. It encapsulates the urgent need for workers to reclaim their rights, voices, and civic engagement in the midst of adversity. This adversity is reflected in the struggle by workers to grapple with increasing costs of living, stagnant wages, and unemployment. Civic space refers to the environment in which individuals and organizations can freely engage in public life, express their views, organize and participate in decision-making process without fear of repression or retaliation. A vibrant civic space is essential for fostering democratic governance, social justice, inclusive development. However, economic hardship often leads to constraints on civic space, where workers and citizens may feel marginalized, silenced, or powerless. In Abia, the government of His Excellency, Dr. L.S. Choman Diabia OFA, has provided the civic space for unfiltered workers and citizens alike to engage, express their views, organize and participate in decision-making process without fear of repression or retaliation. In the same vein, efforts are ongoing to make Abia the pride of Nigeria economically and socially, so that Abians will reap the benefit of good governance through the infrastructural transformation of Abia State by His Excellency administration. Reclaiming this civic space amidst economic hardship is not merely a struggle for workers' rights. It is essential for building a more just and equitable society by empowering individuals to engage actively in civic life, fostering solidarity, promoting collective actions. Workers can navigate the challenges of economic adversity while advocating for a better future. Now, more than ever, the call to action to reclaim civic space must reverberate, reminding us that the strength of our society lies in the active participation and voices of its citizens. Together, we can overcome economic challenges and build a future where every worker is valued, heard, and empowered. In conclusion, I charge every Nigerian worker, every Abia State worker, to continue the struggle for a better tomorrow and let solidarity to be forever. Abia State, thank you Abia State workers. God bless God's own state, and God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and may God bless all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
member representing
it's the people
of Isuku
that are supposed to be the champions. If you see them, you know they are supposed to be the champions.
How do you
feel?
I'm so happy because the governor has made it so happy for them. Because if the governor has not been paying them, they won't be happy. So we are all happy because they are happy. The governor have been doing wonders to make sure that our workers are very happy. So we are very, very happy.
How can you describe Abia workers?
From what you see from the demonstration, from the marching, you can see they are very, very happy. I think I have been in this kind of program some years back. You see workers, they will be so angry in Abia State. But today, some of them will tell you that they have been paid even before coming here. So you can see that happiness. That's the joy of working. What can be paid?
Finally, your message to them.
Yeah, they should continue doing the good job they are doing. Because we have a listening governor, we have a man who comes from the private sector, who believes that workers are, they propel the working of government. So he's a man who understands what it takes to run a government. And that is why we're having it so good. And I appreciate them, and I continue to pray that they will do better. Because the governor has a lot of money for them to see that Abia State workers they are the best in the country.
and you are a fellow house
The
member.
highest
Anything
union.
you house members are doing for the betterment of workers.
Come and take your reward.
Of
for
course,
being the highest
you can see the noise we
Chekwa
are making.
union in Abia State.
If we are not getting it for them, I think because what is happening today is coming from the federal down to the state. So it's as part of the parliamentary legislation that we are doing to make sure that not just making the government but making the workers happy. So we are doing our best to make sure that everything works for the people and for Nigerians.
Thank you very much.